Going to do a review of the Crelant V6CS. This is a tactical budget light that promises to offer quality that actually rivals some of its more expensive name brands. It's a tactical, little tactical light. Let's see. And this particular offering has the XPL emitter. You can see the flat, domeless little die in there. And you can tell that it has a lot of heft to it. This light is the review is being done on account of Banggood, which sent me the light. I've always liked Crelant, but I've never been a huge fan because of a few things, which I'll get to. But in terms of, starting out here, in terms of robustness, this particular light, very robust, very good feel in the hand. And it's actually something that, in my personal opinion, I think is a decent light. Tail stands, does not have an AR lens, no coating on the lens for pulling through more lumens, but that's okay because it is a budget light. It's a very deep reflector, has a few flaws, few artifacts, no AR lens, but it's got good range. So it's designed with no particular anti-roll features, but then again, it is a budget light. A lot of heft to it, a lot of heat sinking, but then that's one of the little faults because it's actually not driven very hard. So let's fire it up here. Now this particular beam, this is an example of a very long-range light. It could actually be longer range had there been some more optimization of the reflector, but there's not. Here's, I'm getting the cat here. You can't tell on camera because it's all washed out, but it is a very pencil-y beam. It's much, much more defined than any of the XPLs or MLs. The XPL HI is far throwier. Let's see. Here's what we came with. Came with the little box here. And in terms of what we get, you get the manual, which comes in Chinese and English. This is the manual for the XML2. So it's not accurate to this. It says 246 meter beam distance. You can double that. So it says 15,000 peak candela. You can double that. Actually, you can probably more than, it's about, I would say, about more than double that. You could definitely go a little bit longer range. You have the little lanyard here, which for some reason you might want, but that's what you get with it. In terms of packaging, that is sufficient. I don't think you need much more than that. So here's what I don't like about this light, what I like and what I don't like. First of all, you would think you get mode memory because I'm big on belt clip, strong belt clip, and mode memory. I think those are good things to have. And despite the fact that this feels so strong and secure, and it has the tactical momentary feature, it always comes on at high. There's none of this BS of turning on in other modes, no waiting 4 seconds for the memory to kick in. But here's what you have to do to use this side switch. If you click it on, that's going to turn you to low. You think all is well, right? Well, not quite, because that's going to turn it off. Now that's back on high. Now that's back in low. Now it's off. Well, what's the problem here? The problem here is it's not a mode switch respectively. It is just it can function as a mode switch, but it's really, you're just giving, by clicking the tail cap in, you're just giving the light permission to function as a side clicky, which is a cool feature, but it's not really going to, that's not proper memory. Why would you have a sub-ish $40 light not without mode memory? There's no excuse for it. So again, if you want a side clicky here, there's no pulse width modulation that I can find on any of the modes. it's so here it is. Here it is. It's ready to go. It's a good, strong, solid feel. The belt, really good, strong, and solid feel. But it's just you're going to have to cycle through both modes. And of course, if you decide to double click and get through the modes faster, it's going to do that nonsense of going into stroke. Still, I've been hard on it. It is actually quite a functional light because it is pretty easy to use. And so now let's go outside and do some beam shots.
Okay, we're going to do some beam shots. It's actually going to be, it's a pretty good night for it. Okay, so here we are. Here's my garage. As you can see where I just was, I need to clean some stuff up. There we go. Okay, so here's my Suburban. See, it's a very, very tight hotspot. Long range. Now I'm going to go for a tree here. This gives you an idea somewhat about the way it looks. It is a strong, cool white. And by the way, the beam has no hints of any colors. It has no yellowing. It has nothing. It kind of looks kind of funky, like certain XPL HIs can look in certain reflectors. You're getting a long range hotspot, and it's even longer range than this is presenting. Let's give you an idea up close. So that washes it out again. Here's the cat bowls and stuff like this. I don't want to tick anybody off, but that's a long range, very narrow hotspot. Now, like I mentioned, this light is slightly underdriven, meaning I can see them driving this a lot harder. Not a lot harder. It's giving me about 826 lumens, which is good, but it could be pushed out another lumen or two, another 100 lumen or two, and without complications because the light has the mass. So here's the car. And again, here we are. We got a tree shot. I'm seeing brighter than this, so it's very frosty white. Let me see if I can get down here. But it's and now here I am going down the street. Now you're not gonna be able to see what I see, but it'll go down there quite a way. So in terms of throw, this light is going to deliver. In terms of heft and the feel on the hand, it feels like you're holding a nice, charismatic, bold, determined flashlight, and it's going to reach very far. Not as far as it could be because the reflector is not optimized for the XPL. It was made for an XML2, and I think you can tell that. But this gives you an idea what this light is capable of. It's a nice little budget light with a good belt clip. You can drop it. There's no shaking it. There's no flickering. There's nothing like that. It is actually a fine light in the budget realm. I just think it falls a little bit short of its potential. Would I recommend it? Yes, for someone who is really sold on the mechanics of Crelant. I just think they fell a little bit short of their potential. Otherwise, nice night, nice light. A couple more beam shots here of the Crelant